Or is he talking to the general public?
He's talking to me and the general public, the people that are fairly evaluating Dak Prescott, which is that he has done a lot of things really well in his first 3 years in the league. Most notably, his teammates seem to love him. He's never missed a game. He has shown the ability that, whether it's a playoff game, even that playoff loss against Green Bay, where I thought he was extraordinary his rookie year, trying to mount a comeback against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, or the playoff game this year, or just over the course of his career in fourth quarters when trailing, the moment's not too big for him. And that is an important thing. And so there are a lot of really good things Dak Prescott does well. But in the era of the greatest passers in the history of football, which is the era we're in right now, Dak Prescott's not a great passer. And to quote a wise man who once said about Tim Tebow, if throwing the football is important, he's never going to be good. If throwing the football is important, Dak's never going to be great. And so he can be good. He's already good. But the Cowboys, because of the team he plays for, he's elevated to a level, and because of the way the owner talks about him, because they're on TV more than anyone, and because they're the league's most popular team, he is discussed in an almost air I do not think he has deserved. And so with respect to the playmaker, who I really like and respect, and I know is one of your close friends, I think the general public is right and Michael is wrong.
Well, the thing about Michael's trying to present a very, very tough case. I think with Dak, we have to slow down and look at some of the things that you mentioned. Because to me, being able to perform, there's so many players that have the talent. And I was talking to a couple of my buddies who I grew up with, and we were talking about some of the things that make me different than some of the other guys who grew up. And we went to college together, played ball, so they were really good athletes. But they said, Chris, man, when it's time to play, man, you are about it and have always been about it. And Dak, to be able to put that star on his helmet, coming in as a backup, fourth rounder from Mississippi State, and to see how he was thrust into the limelight, forced Tony Romo into retirement, and has not looked back. The one thing that I know that even with my skill level, as long as I've watched football, as many quarterbacks I've worked with, as many quarterbacks I've talked to, I don't think it's fair for anyone right now to say that Dak Prescott, at 25 years old, will never be an elite thrower of the football. At Drew Brees, at this age, no one was saying he was going to be an elite thrower. No one was going to say he's going to. Drew Brees is going to hold almost all the passing records. No, we didn't know that. Because what you don't know in the pros, and there's no draft, there's no test, there's no machine. When you have some type of success, how much is still left in the tank? And that's one of the things. When you get a Nick Saban player, you know it's been tapped into. That player, everything, his potential, Nick has gotten it out, and he only has a little bit of room.
The elevator's at the top of the building already.
Yes, and with Dak, his throwing motion, his arm strength, he doesn't necessarily have the anticipation. But last year when they just added Amari Cooper and they didn't have someone on the other side, they didn't have a competent third receiver, his passer rating went up 14 points. So you tell me after a whole offseason with Amari Cooper, if they add a tight end, maybe with some speed, Michael Gallup, you put Cobb in the slot, he's not going to continue to get better? Now, I don't believe he's a sit-down, come into the room, force multiplier, but I do believe if you put the right pieces around him, I'm going to tell you who he's not. I don't believe he's Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton was throwing to my man A.J. Green for all them years, I don't believe he's that. I do believe that he is a grade above that.
So I went back and I read all of Michael Irvin's comments just to make sure that
Andy Dalton?
He
Andy Dalton?
An enormous amount of weight, less on what his actual football acumen is, and more on.
There's a reason why I'm still keeping this on for just a few more moments.
To walk into a room and command the room, and to command the respect and attention. That's how he likens Dak Prescott to a guy like Tom Brady, which we all scoff and laugh at right off the bat. But he said that those intangibles are actually equally as important as what you can do on the field. How do you feel about that?
I don't think they are equally. I think they are important. I think they are the most important for that position. I think that quarterback's not running back. It's not pass rusher. It is something where what you can do aside from what your combine measurements are going to be, how far you can throw the football, all those things really matter because you do have to be the leader of the team. You do very often have to be the spokesperson of the team. You do have to, in the huddle, you've talked about it, when a quarterback can't get the play out of his mouth because he's so nervous and you got to take over for him. All those things matter more at that spot than any other spot.
Can't get the play out of
but
his
talent
mouth.
still
What-
wins.
what the-
And so it's very interesting, the quarterback you mentioned there, because I would like to do a blind reveal. You
Okay.
might have spoiled it a
Here's
bit,
the
but
reason
here's
why.
2 quarterbacks the first 3 years, if I may, for a
Here's
second.
the reason
One
why.
of them's Dak Prescott.
Oh, that's why your eye was twitching.
Yeah. So the passing
Uh-huh.
yards per game are very similar. The guy on the right has more touchdowns, but way more
Okay,
interceptions,
okay.
playoff appearances. It's Andy Dalton.
Almost double the interceptions, by the way.
Andy Dalton made the playoffs every year. Andy Dalton was a good quarterback. Andy Dalton was not going to be the reason you lost football games. But we've now seen Andy Dalton's career. He also was never going to be the reasons you won football games. And so, and Andy Dalton was doing that, by the way, with a running back duo of, I think, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and an older Cedric Benson. And so, who is Dak Prescott
Clifford
really going to
and
project to
David,
be,
welcome
and
back.
who
Thank you for
hasn't
that
been
super
so
chat.
far on what I would consider a good supporting cast around him, the wide receiving core last year notwithstanding? I think those are very fair questions and criticisms.
So if all of this
Okay.
is about the fact that he's not a good thrower of the football, he's got all the other intangibles, how much better can he?
Okay, man. You know what? Here's the thing. Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And I have to go ahead and get the camera out, get it off of those guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining in already. I see we've got people over on Facebook. We're actually doing simulcasting here on Facebook to all my Facebook pages as well as Vimeo. So Jonathan, Eric, and Nick on Facebook, thank you very much for joining. If you want to make sure that I see your comments and stuff, come on over to my YouTube channel, Jobu Sports Report. Sorry, Cowboy Jobu. YouTube police got rid of that one. But we've got Jobu Sports Report, Mark Holmes. Come on over. I see LT, how are you doing? Zeppelin fan, Raymond Walker, Tony W, Victor Gonzalez. Shout out to everybody that's in here. And let me give a shout out to Nestor. And I hope I say this right. Ria Tio, California. Shout out to you guys, all the Cowboy fans that are right there and things. And thank everybody for joining. Hopefully I got the sound quality loud enough for everybody. Okay, the reason why I played that garbage for as long as I did is, you know, it's just like you never get the benefit of the doubt if you're a Dallas Cowboy. You never do. And here it is. They're always talking about Dak. You know, he's going to be Andy Dalton, you know, because Andy Dalton, you know, well, he had similar numbers, and his career just kind of was never anything special. Well, you know what? Let me do something else here, because that's true. Andy Dalton was roughly, I do, but I don't like to paint ounces Henry Hill. I just don't like to paint, man. I just really don't. But I've got people that will. So, you know, he's trying to say he's going to be Andy Dalton. Okay, all right. So, you know, who had A.J. Green to throw to for most of those years. But how about this? Because you don't know what somebody's going to be down the road. You really don't know. Because you could look at a lot of people. You could say, well, you know, Troy Aikman's numbers. You think about Troy Aikman's numbers his first 3 years? Dak blows them away. So it could be that he has Troy Aikman's numbers, although David Blade, thank you very much for that super chat. If Zeke sits out, does it count against the salary cap? That is a good question, David. I think it will, unless the Cowboys put him on a list of, like, did not report, or, you know, if he's on a list where he's not eligible to play, then I think it doesn't. But because he just hasn't reported, I think it still does count against the cap. But we just don't know where a guy is going to go with the team that's around him, okay? Because Russell Wilson.
Nicholas Cart,
Thank you very much. I don't know about looking, well, I am looking a little thinner. I've been doing my keto diet and stuff, so I've been trying to lose some weight because I'm just tired of being a fat ass. But here's the thing. I want to go through on here because you could end up being Andy Dalton. You could be. But you could also be Russell Wilson. Because, see, Russell Wilson, his first 3 years, you did not think that Russell Wilson was going to be the player that he is now, because his first 3 years, he had 63% completion, 9,950 yards, okay? 72 touchdowns, 26 interceptions, and a 98. Not bad. Not bad at all. But that's a far cry if you look at his numbers where he got in here, where he started all of a sudden getting, like, you know, Where's his TDs? Where? Boy, I messed this up. Sorry. Those are playoffs. But when you start looking at, 34 TDs and, 35 and 34s, he ended up becoming a better quarterback down the road. Now, in retrospect, we take Dak Prescott, who last year until Amari Cooper came, had nobody that he was throwing to. And you take a look at it, completion percentage, 66 to Russell Wilson, 63. Yardage-wise, he has 900 yards more than Russell Wilson did at this point. Touchdowns, Russell Wilson had 72. Dak had 67. Interceptions, Russell Wilson had 26. Dak only has 25. And QBR, 96 to 98. So you could also say, in the same way he said, well, he's got Andy Dalton numbers. Well, he's got Russell Wilson numbers too. So and you're never given. The thing that kills me is they keep trying to tell you that, well, this is a pinnacle. This is as good as Dak Prescott's going to be. But wait. Can we agree on something here? Even you people who hate my quarterback, and believe me, I've gotten all kinds of hate today. I got lots of hate today. I got more people telling me I'm a liar, that I talk too much. You're going to live stream during the game? Who would want to listen to you during a Cowboys game? I mean, I'm just like getting it from all areas and things. But why is it that they don't think that Dak Prescott is ever going to be able to do any better? That this is as good as he will ever get? Can we at least agree on one thing? Can we agree that Dak Prescott was a better quarterback the second half of the season than the first half? Can we look at that and say that after that slump that he got better and that we were trending up? Can we agree on that, or are we going to say that he just sucked the whole season? Because that's what it seems like they're trying to tell us right now. Because I keep hearing about Carson Wentz. He's got a higher ceiling than Dak Prescott. Does he? Does he? Are we sure that he's got a higher ceiling? Because I keep hearing stupid stuff like, he elevates the people around him. I got to tell you, he had a great running attack. He had a great tight end. He had great wide receivers. He had a great defense. Who did he elevate? Because I saw Nick Foles do just as well with the same people. Now, are we saying that Nick Foles is an elite quarterback as well? That he is got a great upside?
David Blade, thank you very much for that super chat.
I think I'm having a little interference here. Let me know if it's like getting pixelized for just a second here. If it is, I apologize. Because I'm seeing that at least on this camera. Yep, I am getting a little bit of that. Maybe having a problem with my Wi-Fi again. Let me check something here real quick. Hold up, y'all. I apologize on that. Let me switch Wi-Fi's real quick here, because sometimes that'll make a difference. So while I'm switching this, let me double check this to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right. Before we get to our game, I saw this clip, and this really brought home a lot. Now, again, this is from TMZ. This is about Zeke Elliott, holding out. And this is Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, one of those guys that got 2,000 yards. He seemed like he was going to be the be-all, end-all of running backs, and all of a sudden his career just went off a cliff after the 2,000 yards. And he goes on about Zeke Elliott.
Financials or whatever, but I just know with the running back position, how low they got us value is crazy, because teams that win in Super Bowls, they need a running game. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he put the offense on his back. So why not pay the guy?
What's your advice to Ezekiel Elliott, Chris? Because he's feeling the wrath of the fans right now who are angry at him. As somebody who has been through that situation, what's your advice to Zeke?
Man, you just got to stay headstrong, got to continue to work, be in shape. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be fans out there who are going to be upset with you and have all this to say about you and all that. But at the end of the day, it's not their life, it's your life. Like what he's trying to accomplish and get done is like a once in a lifetime thing. So it's like now, so you can't go and just show up and just play for whatever they want you to play for, and you know what you deserve. Like, he go and play and get hurt or anything like that, then they're gonna say he hurt. What if he have a career-ending injury or whatever? His time is now. He did what he blood, sweat, and tears. He did what he had to do for the organization, and what they have to do is pay him. At the end of the day, what a lot of people don't realize and what fans don't realize, yes, this is a sport, but it don't go, this is a sport, then business. No, it's business first, then a sport.
Mm-hmm.
So if any business that you have, if your business is not right, everything else is not going to be right. So you have to get the business right first, and that's what I had to learn. I missed the whole entire camp. I ended up coming to camp probably like 4 days before the first game of the season. And, I think, it has its goods and its bads. And I would say that probably was one of my worst years. And that's because, you don't go through training camp. Your body is, like, you can train all you want to train. But until you actually out there playing football and doing all those stuff and instant moves and stuff, you'll never be in football shape until you do it. And I think that year, at 16 weeks, I probably didn't get in my groove and probably to like week 6.
Wow. So the Cowboys here, if they're watching this, act quickly so you get Zeke into camp and he doesn't miss any more.
All right. So, here's the thing for me. I'm old school. In other words, I'm old. Okay. It drives me crazy because we sit here and we watch all these teams that say, well, this guy's a starter, so we're not going to play him. And we put everybody in bubble wrap. The NFLPA and the NFL, when they did the last collective bargaining agreement, they had a lot of veterans out there. One of the things that the players were so happy about was they were cutting down on the actual hitting. They weren't actually allowed to tackle and take to the ground. They cut down on the padded practices. They went away with the two-a-days. And I'm remembering when I played football at JMU, Coach Przicki said, we want this to be like boot camp. We want to break your body down completely and rebuild you. We were doing Tennessee drills. If you know what Tennessee drills are, basically you have a running back, you have an offensive lineman, you have a defensive lineman, then you have a wide receiver, and then you have a D-back or a safety or a linebacker. And you have a couple of cones that keep it about 4 yards apart. And you're running the gauntlet. So it's one-on-one, man-on-man, and you're taking that guy to the ground. Okay? And you're hitting live, okay? I mean, and I was scout team starting out. And it was, I'm out there, fresh meat for the offense that's going live drills and things. You just couldn't hit the quarterback. Then the second team comes in. And we pounded day after day after day. And your body builds up a tolerance. And see, I equate it to, they do all the running and the jogging and everything else, but they don't hit anymore. Understand that these guys really have not tackled somebody since last December or January, depending on if you made the playoffs or not. Think about that. They have not tackled anybody to the ground for 8 months. Your body needs to get used to that hit, those calluses and things like that. So here's the problem having Zeke not there. And we know what happens like last year. Zeke, he didn't play in the preseason. Zeke always starts off slow in the season. If you look at it, he's averaging under 4 yards a carry. And so the longer he's going, yeah, he may be running around on the beach and doing things like that, but it's like training on a treadmill and then going out and running a marathon. You can be in shape on that treadmill, but it's not the same as actually running in the streets on that marathon. And that's basically what doing football without practicing is. You're talking about 22 padded practices, period, for one season, and then 16 games. So this is what we have to worry about. Zeke will be back. Zeke will be back. I can guarantee that he's not going to sit out. Hopefully he'll have a new contract and he's happy and he's hungry and it's done sooner than later. But the longer it goes, you look at, say, Des Bryant, who didn't have the offseason work and all that. He goes to New Orleans and the first practice ruptures his Achilles. You look at Earl Thomas, who sat out all season and training camp and then shows up week 3, he breaks his leg. I'm not saying that those were the reasons because they didn't do that, but I got to tell you, we practiced 6 weeks, 2-a-days. And I don't remember seeing the amount of injuries we have now. And the other thing that happens is the skills. If you're not used to tackling guys, you see so many guys that they're just trying to lay a blow. They're just trying to hit with the helmet. They're not using technique because they're not able to practice technique. To teach you to get your head across the body, use your shoulders, get into the middle of the waist, wrap them up, and drive through them. And I guarantee you, if guys tackled like that, we'd have a lot less head trauma. But these are the way the rules are. So, with Zeke, you got to understand, Zeke, running backs are screwed in the NFL. As well, really, I will say most young players, because the NFL knows the average player only lasts 3 years. We got them slotted so they're not making jack. Chances are most of them aren't going to get that big payday, especially running backs. Running backs, after 4 years, 5 years at the most of them are done. So you pay them one time, and most of them are drafted in the first round. So they're getting peanuts in comparison to the other roles. And you can look at it and say, what's more important than the running back? Now, I know some teams end up doing running back by committee, but they're still getting 2,000 yards on the ground. But yet that position, most of them are getting paid like kickers. And if you are the absolute best, if you are 30% of the offense is going through you, you look at that and you say, you know what? I need to go ahead and get mine. So I'm not mad at Zeke for doing what he's doing. But I say this much. This is where I got to say, Dak, Amari, Zeke, Jerry, Steven, listen, dudes, you got the makings of something special right here. You need to figure this shit out so we can concentrate on the thing that has been elusive for 24 years. You got a great running back. You've got a quarterback who is good under pressure, who people believe in. You got a wide receiver who's a difference maker, and we'll get to Amari Cooper and how good that is in comparison to what others are dealing with right now. Unfortunately, this clip rewound on me. But we need to get this stuff together. Get Zeke in camp, get him in shape, get him hungry, get him ready to rock and roll, and get us ready for the season. Now, Amari, he's not in any rush to go ahead and get paid because he's going to wait till the other guys get taken care of and then look to get his and maximize his money, which I don't blame him one bit at all. Dak is the same way. He's like, listen, I'm here to make sure I take care of business. If I go ahead and do what I'm supposed to do, everything will be golden for me. But Zeke, this is it. If Zeke doesn't get his sooner than later, then that's it. He won't have another opportunity. He won't. Because, and everybody keeps saying, you need to honor your contract. Dude, Lyle Collins is getting almost 3 times what Zeke is this year. And if you had to have one or the other, which one would you rather have? Who's more important on the team? I dare say Zeke is. So you got to take care of him. And now let me go to one other clip from TMZ here with the playmaker. And I'm trying to understand what the hell the playmaker is wearing on this. Okay? Just take a look at this one.
So holding out, man. A lot of people are praising him, a lot of prayers, a lot of analysts are saying he might be hurting the team. Like, what are your thoughts? Is Zeke going to return to camp by the time it's
Listen, man. Football's a great game. Greatest game in the world.
Amen.
Greatest game in the world.
Amen.
Absolutely.
But it's also a business.
It's a business.
And men need leverage. when you do business.
Of course.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And Zeke right now feels this is his only opportunity. The NFL has told all running backs over and over again, we will squeeze you, we will use you, and we will discard you. So now he's saying, let me get mine while I'm riding the wave hot. I understand that. And get this too now. I don't care how much money you got, it could be raining on you, baby
the
boy.
Cowboys got the money.
You cannot buy time.
No.
And I know for a fact before Jerry Jones leave time and go to eternity, he wants to drink the sweet nectar of a championship again.
Absolutely.
And that nectar he will not partake in without Ezekiel Elliott. You may win games, you may sell tickets, and you may make some money. But that nectar, he will not drink without Ezekiel Elliott.
Ooh-wee! You know what? I want some of that nectar. You know what? Playmaker, you're 100% right on that. I want to taste that sweet nectar before I go away from here. And he is 100% right. It's a business first, guys. Understand that when you are 50 years old and you cannot walk because of what they have done to your body, when you think about the amount of shots, the amount of pills, the amount of work, the amount of hits that you've taken, the amount of brain cells that you have lost, and given everything to this game, to that team, to the sport that you love, you need to be compensated for it. But he is right. I have to agree. If you want to get that nectar, we got to get all of these guys on one page ready to rock and roll. That's it. You need my man Zeke. You need Dak. And if anybody happens to see an Amari Cooper bobblehead doll, let me know, because I'll get him up in here too, because that's the triplets. All right, so tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, we have our first preseason game. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait, because there's a lot of guys that are going to be given opportunities because of, different things going on. With Robert Quinn fracturing his hand, with them being suspended the first two games, this is opening the door for some other people, open just a crack. And there's some guys out there that really have a lot to prove that I cannot wait to see. Dorrance Armstrong, second-year player. Dorrance has been actually a beast in practice. In fact, Dorrance did a move on Lyle Collins that got Lyle Collins all riled up. There was a fight and everything else. Short one, just a short one. And I love it. I love it. I love it when they get after it in practice. Because Lyle Collins is one of those guys that's got a bit to prove too, because, there's some teams out there that could use some offensive linemen. And you know what? If the Cowboys feel like we got somebody else that could step in, you might end up trading somebody to get something else in return, because you've got 27 guys that you cannot keep that are on here. So everybody is put on notice. All right, so Dorrance Armstrong is definitely looking for some time, and also knowing that DeMarcus Lawrence is injured and still coming back. This is giving a little bit a chance for some of these guys that wouldn't normally have a lot of room to play with. And Dorrance Armstrong has been looking like a beast in camp, and he could be kind of like the George Selvey type that comes out of left field, a guy you didn't really expect that all of a sudden starts playing really, really well, and you say, damn, where did that guy come from? Last year was Antoine Woods, because this time Antoine Woods was fourth on the depth chart. Antoine Woods became a beast in the middle. And one other thing, too, I got to tell you, I'm happy as can be, because my team, my defensive line, and you got to understand where I come from, okay? High school, I was an offensive lineman. College, I was a nose tackle, okay? I love my defensive line. For me, everything comes from the defensive line. Defensive line is, they're the guy that kicks the sand in your face on the beach. They're the big guys, the beasts, the guys that do all the ugly work. And what really drove me crazy, L4G Custom Fabrication, I know I'm going to see you at the Giants game. And I saw Richard Normus, I know I'm going to see him at the Redskin game. Shout out to you guys for being there. But I got to tell you, last year, when my defensive line came out and said, we're the hot boys, What? Hot boys? Hot boys? Hot boys? Hot boys. It just sounded like a boy band. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's no. But they've got a new one, the Purge Squad. Oh, I like that so much better because that reminds you of death, destruction, and just taking that away. We're purging us of the Eli Manning. You know, we're going to get rid of whoever's going to be playing for the Washington Redskins. We're just going to purge the NFL of all of you people. I love that. I 100% love that. The Purge Squad. The Purge Squad. The Purge Squad. So the Purge Squad has a couple of guys in there that we also want to see too. Joe Jackson is another guy I want to see out there. Joe Jackson is right now I think he's in about third string, but he's getting an opportunity to go play. You know, he's got a chance to get that motor going, get that big body going. Thomas Garrett, thank you very much for that super chat. So that's another guy that you're going to get out there because these guys are fighting for position on this team. They're fighting for playing time. So you know they're going all out. Now I know our starters only play, you know, on offense about 10 plays or so. I want to see how Travis Frederick is because this is his real first action and stuff. You know, we want to see if he's really over that syndrome because that's going to dictate a lot of what we do on the offensive line. You know, that means if you're not quite so sure, you know, make sure you're going to keep Joe Looney and you're going to keep Xavier Salafalo. And I know I say his name wrong, damn it. I know I say it wrong. Just understand, I'm dyslexic, okay? All right? Just get over it. If you want to be the damn grammar police or the pronunciation police, this is not the channel for you because I'm an idiot, okay? But Joe Jackson is another, like I said, another one of those guys on the Purge Squad that I can't wait to see out there, okay? And Daniel Wise, that'll be another one. Oh, Raymond, I'm very sorry I missed your super chat. Thank you very much. Everybody who's done a super chats, we're going to continue to do the drawings and stuff. We'll do another one next week. Lloyd Diggs, I'm still waiting for your email to CowboysMark94. Oh, no, believe me, JR214, I am an idiot. Trust me, I really am an idiot, okay? Oh, God, I got so many things that are going on here. One other thing, too, is Cowboys Experience. Listen, if you end up going to Cowboys Experience, tell them that Mark Holmes and Jobu Sports sent you, okay? They do ticket packages and all that. We're doing the game in the opening game, the Giants and stuff. We've got about 14 of us that are going to be sitting together. I apologize that on my screen doing the whole color thing. I think I've got to reboot everything and start over, but I don't want to stop. I can do that if you want me to, but then that means I got to stop and start everything over. And that's like a 5-minute process to reboot everything. But I think what it is I don't know what it is. I think it's actually my Wi-Fi is going to the other set, and I can't change it without doing it. But Cowboys Experience, ticket packages and stuff. So we've got about 14 of us that are all going to be sitting together in the corner 200 level at the stadium for the Giants game, and then with them we're also doing the tailgate against the Redskins. Okay, it's going to be huge. I got like the 65-inch TV. My man Dickie Normus, thank you very much for the super chat. You'll be there. I know you'll be there. If you go to them, tell them Jobu Sports sent you or Mark Holmes, and you'll get a 8x10 Emmitt Smith picture. 8x10 of a current player autographed, or you'll get like an Emmitt Smith book. So do that, and they'll hook you up real good. How you doing, Miss Jackie? Nice to always see you. Them boys, 5 rings. What's up? Just living the dream, man. Just waiting for 24 hours from today to see my Cowboys on the field. It's better than anorexia. Well, Tom, that's one thing I will never say that I've had is anorexia, okay? Because I've always been a fat behind. I've always had a big behind. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook. See Michael Campbell. I see Ricky Jennings. I see Mario. I see Buck. And I see David. Dak has played his ass off, and it's taking a lot of lies. Kathy Green, you ain't kidding on that one. Jackie looking good. Awesome Mark. Dak, Amari, and agents are due for new contracts. Well, I tell you what. Here's the thing. And I digress. I'm just so excited, man. I'm so pumped up right now. Tristan Hill. That's another guy that I really and truly want to see, because that guy, I don't want to say this, but I got to say it, though. Watching his college film, he reminds me so much of Warren Sapp. And if he is that kind of guy that can really push and work that middle, oh my God, that's something that we have not. Adrian, that's not true. You got to understand, I'm looking at these comments that are flying through like crazy. I've got people that are over on Facebook and things, and I've acknowledged people on Facebook. There's no super chats on there. It's just that those catch my eye. It's kind of like flashing a color right there, so you can't help but see that. And I try and go through, but if I were to go through and answer every single comment that's on there, that's all I would do, would be answering the comments. And I'll give you an example. Don't say it. Dak will be so much better this season. Y'all just watch. Dallas Cowboy fans since 1972. Fly, Eagles, fly. What the hell? Not true, Adrian. What's up, Thomas Garrett? Jackie Smith, I was at the draft party with Mark when he was when Leighton Vander Esch was drafted. Yeah, that was kind of a bummer at the first, but we just didn't know. How do you know Dak is playing? Well, the Cowboys said that he's playing. Hill will shine before Taco. Well, Taco, this is Taco's last chance. Tony Sonny, thank you very much for the super chat. Ray, enjoy the game versus 49ers. Fly, Eagles, fly. Mark Wentz is better. Bullcrap. What the F kind of chat name is Choke on Glorious Beast? Has Rico made another team yet? I can't even keep up. Let's go Cowboys, Nebraska in the house. Hello. Look, I'm only getting every other one. Hello, everyone. I want to see Malik Collins and Tristan Hill push in the middle. All you have to look at is Tony D. Welcome, Emily. Hey, Emily, how are you doing? I didn't see you in here. Cowboys champs, did you see her when Leighton? No, everybody was like, what the hell, Cleveland? When Leighton Vander Esch was picked, and it was crazy. Going to be a whiteout at FedEx Field. Taco better get hungry. Just got Leighton Vander Esch's jersey. Damn, Mark, slow down. Let's go down. Oh, I'm trying to make a point here because it's like I'm ignoring all the comments. But there goes so stop hating on Taco. Now everyone is. I Google Rico, he's not on a team. Taco should benefit from the injuries. Why'd they cut Taco? I wish Taco would improve. Mark, what's up from Canada? The Punishers, how are you doing? Zeke will be back for the game to open the season. Come on, Mark, what's up? Hey, Mark, we need to pay Zeke. Mark lost his mind. Slow down. Okay. And that's why I don't answer all of the comments, because I can't keep up on them. I can't keep up on them. I need a bottle of water after that one. But keep them coming. I appreciate all the people that come in, watch the show, and are part of it and everything else. And it's not that I'm trying to, believe me, I would personally love to thank each and every one of you who have come through, supported the channel, because when I say I can't do this without you guys, I mean that. The reason why everything you see that's here is because of your guys' support. Thank you very much, Tim Stewart. I don't know if I'm the shit or not, but I appreciate that. But it's all because you guys support the channel and things, and that we're able to do this stuff. And my goal is trying to spread the mojo around as much as possible. That's why we're trying to do this big tailgate that, if any of you guys are in the Washington area, okay, because here's what I'm doing, because football is the best sport in the world. I love football. But unfortunately, football goes through the roof cost-wise. Dallas fan 1977, thank you very much. Dak proves the haters like Chris Carter wrong. I'm hoping you're right on that. But there's nothing more fun than being at a tailgate. You get out there, you get your eat on, you start pregame talking and hyping up the team and everything else. What we did last year was we ended up having a 50-inch TV. I got a 65 this year, a 65-inch TV. I ended up having, my chicken wings last year. I had 80 pounds of wings. I think I'm going to probably double that this year. I did 8 pork shoulders and stuff. And what we ended up doing is we had a tailgate party that went through the game. So we had TV out there, we had chicken wings, we had barbecue and all that. So you didn't have to pay money to Dan Snyder and that toxic waste dump to go in there if you didn't want to. And I'm going to do the same thing this year, but instead of sitting in that hour and a half traffic to get out of the stadium, we're going to have an after party. We're going to be able to watch the 4 o'clock games and stuff there, eat some more chicken wings, fire up the grill some more, and have a great time. And that way, if you want to come be part of the, Joe Boo Sports Report, hang out, watch the game, be among other Cowboy fans, and if we kick the Redskins' ass, laugh at them as they all go home and do the walk of shame, hey, you can do that. And that's like my contribution to everybody else. And that's what I try and do with all this stuff.
Richard Normus, thank you very much. Can you bring my pendant with you?
Yes, most definitely. Okay, but yes. So that's what we're doing on here. So, a lot of people will say, Mark, you do too much on YouTube. I'm sick of seeing yourself. Well, then just don't watch.
Dan Boys, 5 rings, thank you very much.
Oh, man. See, I love it. I'm seeing some of you guys that are going to be on the tailgate. All right. So if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan versus a Raider fan, you remember when we made the trade for Amari Cooper? And everybody said, well, the Eagles are a smarter team because, they only gave up a 3rd-round pick for Golden Tate, and Golden Tate's a better receiver. Isn't Golden Tate in New York injured right now? So they gave up a 3rd-round pick for Golden Tate, and he's not even on the team anymore, right? They said, the Cowboys, they gave up a number 1. That damn Jerry Jones. That damn Jerry Jones, man, he's done it again. What an idiot. And then the Raiders got Antonio Brown. Oh, my God. They were like, oh, man, we got Amari Cooper. That guy's done. Amari Cooper, he's checked out. He's not really into football. We were not even sure he likes football anymore. And then they got Antonio Brown. Oh, we got the best wide receiver in football. We got AB. We got Antonio Brown. Yeah. How's that working out for you guys right now? How is that working out for you? How you get frostbite in August? How do you get frostbite in August? And now this whole thing with the helmet, it's like he's looking for an excuse not to play football anymore. Am I wrong? You're telling me because I can't wear my old helmet that could be giving me brain damage, it's so old that they can't even certify it because it's that. It might have been one that I used to wear. It might be one like I used to wear back in the day. And you're telling me that you're ready to retire because of the helmet? And you can't even practice because your feet have frostbite? What? That's crazy. And then you got Odell Beckham. Odell, of course, he's out there, He's still kind of going after the Giants and everything else. They wouldn't let me be me. And all that, punching holes in the locker like he did. Yeah, you know that he's like that volcano that just has the little puffs of smoke. And every day you go by and you say, one of these days that sucker's just going to blow. I don't know when. But at some point, it's going to blow. It's going to be a game in here where you're not getting the ball, maybe a couple bad passes or something, and we know it's going to be next question. I don't remember that. Next question. And I look at Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott's QBR went up 15% with Amari Cooper. Even though the talking heads will tell you the Cowboys can't win without Zeke. We had Zeke the first 8 games, and we were 3-5. We had Zeke the first 3 games, and we were 3-5. So, you had Amari with Zeke and Dak, and you were 7-1. Which brings us all the way back around to the triplets. You need all 3. That's the bottom line. You need to be balanced. And as much as they keep trying to say that Zeke Elliott, that they're just running Zeke, other teams are running just as much. They're just running with more players. You got to get that guy in. You got to get Amari signed up, and you got to get Dak signed up. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, I'm curious to see, like I said, how Travis Frederick's going to play, because you wanted him to be back to the Pro Bowl level he was. I think Dak should get some work, because last year, here's the thing that drove me crazy. Last year we had gotten rid of Jason Witten, retired. Des Bryant was gone. Allen Hurns was our number 1 wide receiver. Michael Gallup was a rookie. We had Terrence Newman, and we had Cole Beasley. And Dak played 4 series in preseason. 4 series in preseason. That's it. And to me, how could you only play 4 series in preseason with a whole new cast of characters? Basically, your first couple of games were preseason because you really didn't play together at all. And that's the thing that kind of drives me crazy now, where teams are like, we want to make sure we're healthy. But you may have 53 guys healthy, but they don't know how to play. Maybe you have everybody healthy and you're at 500. You got to get some work in. I know you don't want to lose anybody. I know the Eagles are kind of worried about losing, Nate Sudfeld for 6 or 8 weeks with the broken forearm. So you probably won't see Carson Wentz playing at all in preseason, because you know how they're worried about losing him.
Raymond Walker, thank you very much for the super chat.
Terrence Newman, BB13. Terrence, we're going way back in time, aren't we? Love Coop. Oh, man, I love Amari. But like I said, I'm not looking for a whole lot. Just get me out there for 1 series. Let me go ahead and see Tony Pollard, because, right now the Cowboys are trying to sell Tony Pollard, that, hey, we're okay without Zeke. We got Tony Pollard. And I got to tell you, seeing Tony Pollard going deep on some of these plays of opening up the offense is something that I'm definitely going to enjoy.
Richard Normus, thank you very much for that super chat. Let's talk some defense. Going to be lights out. Well, here's the thing. Richard Normus, if you are a defensive man, I'm looking so forward to seeing Chris Richard with this defense. This is truly the guys that we have on this defensive line. We have been slowly building this defensive line since 2013. After we let go of DeMarcus Lawrence, after Jason Hatcher went to the Redskins and stole money. You look at 2014, where George Selby was one of our better players on the defensive line. We did not have that many players. The reason why we drafted Taco. Oh, sorry.
The reason we drafted Taco was because we didn't know who was going to rush the passer. But in that time, you got Malik Collins. Malik Collins, for the first time, is healthy. Malik Collins has been playing fantastic and quietly this preseason. He's looking for a contract. So he's auditioning for the Cowboys or somebody else. You got Antoine Woods. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to turn the button on. There's a little light here that says it's on, and when I did, so forgive me. Remember I told you guys I'm an idiot? I'm an idiot. Understand? I'm an idiot, okay? I keep trying to convince Michael, Michael, listen, man, I need you to run the board for me so that way I can just be me. I can just sit here and talk. But see, I got all these buttons, and when I mess with them, I sometimes mess them up. Sorry you got so much going on. Jackie, you know what? Jackie, you know how much I love this. Even when we get these crazy trolls in here, okay? You know, so like this guy today earlier told me, he's like, okay, because I said, listen, knee injuries. I don't know how I got talking about knee injuries, but I've got 2 bad knees. I've had 5 knee operations between the 2 of them, and I'm due for a knee joint replacement, okay? And he basically said, you're a liar. You know, tell me, you know, next thing you're going to do is you're going to say you ran a marathon on 2 broken legs. He's like, no, dude, I had a flesh-eating bacteria in my knee. 3 knee operations in 2 weeks to save my life. I was like, I ain't bullshitting you. I'm not lying. I tell the, listen, I may be a lot of things. I'm an idiot. I'm ugly as crap. I'm a fat ass, but I'm no liar. I vote Michael Anthony Fitness for producer. Ricky, I keep trying to get him to do that, and he's kind of like, man, I ain't got time for that, man. You know, I wish I could. Try to get E2 Blue, but he's just too far and too busy with the new baby and stuff. So it's just left to me to handle my business, so to speak. So I'm just going to keep on working on trying to handle my business and see if I can get this stuff together and keep it running straight. But I know I need to probably reboot everything because, and I apologize for the lines. I'm seeing them on my camera, but it's the Wi-Fi. Everything is on a Wi-Fi. It's still on. It's not still on. It's not still on. Miss Jackie, it's not on because now it's on, but it's not on now. Okay. I turned it off, Miss Jackie. Don't yell at me, Miss Jackie. Zeke needs to come on. I agree. Well, and here's the thing. Here's where it's going to get interesting. Let's say Tony Pollard goes out and looks fantastic tomorrow. Does that put any pressure on Zeke Elliott? I mean, let's say he goes, 10 carries and gets 90 yards. Pablo, shout out to you all the way in Argentina. Thanks for joining. Defense, Big D. Defense, you see it. I got my old school Cowboys shirt on. Definitely. Will that put pressure on Zeke Elliott to kind of get back in there? Video no good with Wi-Fi. Well, here's the thing, Adrian. The computer itself is hardwired in. But the thing is the cameras, and actually, let me do this. Because maybe this might make the difference. Let me know if it actually stops, because those cameras are Wi-Fi enabled. This one is actually hardwired in. So if it doesn't do it with this one, then it's basically, I have to reboot the cameras. Because they're basically Wi-Fi enabled, and I don't know, something could be interfering. It could be one of my phones or something like that. Shout out to all you guys that are watching on Facebook. I appreciate that. If you want to make sure that you're part of the chat and stuff, and where I'll really see you, actually subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jobu Sports Report. That way you'll be able to get all of I'll see your chats because it's all right there in front of me. So it seems like it is definitely my Mevo cameras that are having the issue, because it doesn't seem to be doing it with this camera, which is just like a regular web camera. But I'll get it all squared away before tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we'll be doing a live stream during the game. We'll be watching it. I would love to be able to show the game, but if I do, the NFL YouTube police will shut us down. Tony Pollard, I will definitely can't wait to see Tony Pollard playing tomorrow. You see him in Memphis, Kathy? Okay. We got lots of Eagle fans in here. Mike Weber will help Zeke. Well, Mike Weber, that'll be interesting. Like I said, there's so many guys that you want to see tomorrow. Because when it comes down cut down time, it's going to be tough. Is Raymond going to the tailgate? I don't know if he's going to or not. Oh, man. Money Mueller. Yeah, Cecil. Jason Garrett basically said, we're going to give him the opportunities to try. To me, that says we're going to see what he does, and we may be bringing some other people in. Because you're right, that's the one area that you look at, other than safety, that you really did not do anything to address. Well, you did get George Iloka, and George Iloka is another guy that you need to see something from this week as well. You know, we haven't heard anything about George Iloka. You know, he's got the size that Chris Richard likes and everything else, big body and things. But thus far, you have not heard anything. Oh, Ray, you're going to the game? Oh, nice, man. San Francisco versus Dallas. That would be great. What I should do, Ray, email me. Let me give you guys. Oh, what's that? Hey, Ray, email me at CowboysMark94 because what we could actually do is we could actually make you a reporter here because I could actually give you a code and you could actually, Skype in directly to the channel if you're interested in doing that and show us little shots of the stadium and things like that. San Francisco is an interesting stadium, and thank God that it's a night game because that sun is a beast coming across there. In the afternoons, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that thing. Yes, we definitely welcome all newcomers to the channel. Wentz won't finish the season. Well, he probably won't play any of the preseason, so that hopefully will help him out some. Yeah, Jackie, oh my God. Amen to that, Jackie. Because, there's some fans that they talk about practice. That if you're not perfect in practice, they go off about practice. So, if we go out and do like we usually do, because we end up looking at preseason games as an area to get some work, not necessarily to win. Did we get Eric Berry? No, we did not get Eric Berry. Not unless they got him in the last 30 minutes. I don't think Eric Berry is going to get signed by anybody. If Eric Berry, I think those heel spurs that he has are a lot worse than what people, than what people have been led on to believe because nobody has signed him. And nobody's really even kind of sniffed around. You always hear articles and saying, oh, the perfect fit for Eric Berry, but I think Eric Berry's done. He has not really played meaningful time or been able to stay healthy since 2016. So I think that's one of those ones where we think about a player where he was really great, not where they are now. And what's everybody's images of Eric Berry are 2016. And that's kind of the same thing that happened with like Dez Bryant. Everybody's remembering Dez Bryant in 2014, but they're forgetting about, being injured in 2015, 2016, and 2017. So, you've got to look at the total picture there. And Eric Berry, you're talking about bringing a guy in that you really are wondering, can he make it through a season? And are you slowing down the development of some of your other players? Shout out loud, Ray Ray. Okay. Do smoking dope, but they think Wentz is winning MVP. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. Manster 54. Yeah, we may be. Okay. Barry from Cowboys Experience is working on getting me interviews with the Manster. Because, see, the Manster, he's only a couple years older than me, man. I definitely would love to get about a 6-pack of beer and go hang out with the Manster and just talk about old times. Kathy, don't go that far. Keep an eye on the D-back. Oh, okay, definitely. Well, we're going to be keeping an eye out on everybody. Cowboy fans, we didn't win 5 Super Bowls for nothing. We just waiting on another one to keep that in mind. Amen to that. Well, we've got, thank you, Kathy Green, Incognito. Yes, shout out to my my moderators. Guys, just take it easy. Give a little break in there. Don't cut everybody out and stuff. Because I keep getting emails from people, man, I got blocked, man. What happened? It's like, okay, you better be on your best behavior or else my moderators are going to get you. Well, Patel, here's the thing about that, though. There's not really, who would you like to have as a quality backup? Because they're really, if anybody is good, they're probably starting. And the reality is if you lose your starting quarterback, your season's pretty much done. The Eagles had Nick Foles, but Nick Foles, you see, now he's a starter. They had Nate Sudfeld, who used to be with the Redskins, as a backup. And now they got Cody Kessler, who was in Cleveland and Miami or Tampa. He's a nobody. Chances are, who are you going to bring in? Ryan Kirk, thank you very much for the super chat. Because here's the thing. I can't think of somebody that I would say, oh, bring that guy in and get rid of, say, Dorrance Armstrong. Because that's what you're talking about doing, is probably replacing somebody you really, really like on the team. Because the team is going to try and keep as few quarterbacks as possible and basically roll the dice. We have so many guys. Oh, Sam Bradford. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me, Dallas fan 1997? Bradford has yet to play more than one game in the last 3 years in a season. Sam Bradford, oh, geez, he got $20 million the last go-round to be with the Cardinals. The Cardinals, $20 million, and played one game. I mean, he makes like Carson Wentz look like the man of steel. Mark, I ain't gonna lie. I love Zeke to death, but I think our offensive line, we're going to always be able to move the ball downfield. Well, Riley, here's the thing that I always said, because I'm actually happy that they got Alfred Morris. I'm not saying Alfred Morris is Zeke at all. He's not. But he's the same type of running back that is a bruiser. Okay? Actually, I should be looking over here because this is where the camera is. And apparently this camera is taking care of business. I'm not having the problems that I was with the Wi-Fi camera. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line, when you looked at what they did in 2016, or even in 2015, they took Darren McFadden, who was averaging 3.3 yards 3 years in a row with the Raiders, and got him to like 4.6. Alfred Morris was averaging almost a yard more than he did in Washington behind that offensive line. That offensive line was opening up some holes. Now, the difference is Alfred Morris might get 5 or 6 yards, where Zeke might get 10 or 12, or maybe take it to the house. But you can still have a very respectable running game. And Tony Pollard is a different kind of a back. Because, see, this is where you could actually look at the Dallas Cowboys doing running back by committee. The crazy thing about this is we were only 10th in the NFL in running the football last year. Most people would think that we were at least a top 5, if not, the number 1 running football. Because you think, oh, well, Zeke Elliott, he was the rushing champ. But basically, it was only Zeke running the football and Dak a few times. Rod Smith hardly got a chance to ever touch the football. Whereas New England rushed for 200 yards more on the season than the Cowboys did, because they used various people. They did a lot of, reverses. They ended up using a lot of different running backs. So it's not just that the Cowboys are the only ones that run the football. Most of your teams have a balanced offense. Look at New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. You look at the Rams with Todd Gurley. You look at Melvin Gordon with San Diego. Teams are running the ball more, and the teams that are balanced, with the exception of Kansas City, are the ones that are doing the most damage and are the playoff contending teams for the most part. So with Alfred Morris, with Tony Pollard, who is kind of that third down type of a back, that guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, that change of pace back, you can pound the ball with Alfred Morris, and you can go ahead and go with Tony Pollard. I'm not saying that there's Zeke Elliott, but it's not the be-all, end-all that we think. And at least for now, you've got a different coach as opposed to what we had before. Because it seemed like to me, and again, I'm looking 1,300 miles away, when you watch the Cowboys, everything was Zeke, 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 Zeke. And like when you watch the Denver Broncos game in 2017, once they stopped Zeke, they had no other game plan. It was just kind of like, we got Zeke Elliott, a great offensive line, and we don't have to worry about anything else. But what you constantly need to do is you need to plan for every kind of scenario. There's going to be some games where you're going to have sorry defensive lines, and you're going to eat and eat and eat on the line. There's other games where you've got bad secondaries where you're going to say, you know what, we're going to be going deep a lot because they can't cover deep. And you've got to be able to change up. And the fact that we already know that Zeke's not right there right now, that you got Tony Pollard working out, you've got Alfred Morris, that you actually have people that are in positions right now just in case. And you may be better prepared without Zeke, especially now that you have Amari Cooper. And you may be seeing the evolution, much like the Seattle Seahawks. They had the number 1 ranked defense there the first 3 years of Russell Wilson. They were fantastic. But once beast mode left, and once that defense started getting old, Then they had to play more catch-up. Then Russell Wilson had to start throwing the ball more. They had to evolve, and maybe this is the beginning of the evolution for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll have to wait and see where it's going. Miss Jackie, I am praying. Rob, at Rob, me too. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate you guys. 2,000-yard receivers this year, Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. And I think, I'm going to tell you, Michael Gallup is beginning to get a repertoire with Dak, and you may be seeing him take a major leap this year. The other one I actually want to see is Randall Cobb. It's no guarantee that he's going to be the number 2. You've seen Austin actually playing really, really well. If he can stay healthy, you might actually see him being able to do some damage. So, we got all kinds of stuff that's going on. We've actually gone a little bit in overtime here. I will get my cameras all rebooted because it's definitely something with the Wi-Fi because it's not doing it with this camera over here. But I'll get this stuff squared away. But I want to thank everybody for being here, being part of the Jobu Sports Report. And we will be back tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, for the Dallas Cowboys preseason game. Hopefully we get some work in and we get nobody hurt, because that's what you want to get accomplished in preseason. And I see my main man, Michael Anthony Fitness, is back home now. But right now, it's time to turn off the lights, because this party is over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.